student charged with setting off a huge police response at Central Connecticut State University bails out of jail. His father says the whole thing was a misunderstanding over a Halloween costume. Hi, everybody. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Darren Kramer.
I'm Ann Nyberg. The whole ordeal started before noontime today when students reported seeing a man with a gun and a sword on campus. Police
poured in and took 3 students into custody. The question now is, was this whole thing a misunderstanding? News 8's Bob Wilson live on campus in New Britain tonight with the latest. Bob?
Yeah, David Chem, he's been charged with breach of peace. That lets you know the weapons were not real. Police have not come out. They've still been pretty busy interviewing people on the campus on this. However, his father says it was just a Halloween costume, a stupid thing to do, his father's own words, but he said he stands behind his son and feels bad for the misunderstanding. David Chem walks out of the CCSU Police Department wearing battle fatigues and an orange military-style shirt. Dozens of people thought he was a gunman on the loose on campus, as witnesses say they saw a samurai sword on his back and a gun in his belt. His father says it was all a big misunderstanding.
He was wearing the Halloween costume. He got there and ran to James Hall, and I think people saw him and they mistook him for a gunman.
Now, was it a real sword? Was it a real gun?
No, it was, they're all custom plastic materials, the mask and everything was.
Police charged David Chem with breach of peace. His Halloween costume could be seen on Twitter, and his father says he wore that to a Halloween party over the weekend. Those were his only clothes, so he wore it back on campus. It all started on the city bus. When he was riding onto campus, witnesses say they saw the threatening-looking man. And was he in camouflage? He had a mask on? Describe what?
Yes, he said he definitely saw a mask, and he was like, why is this guy still wearing a mask? Like, Halloween is gone. And then he said that's when he looked down and saw the gun, and that's when he started getting scared.
Went by me, walked by me, didn't even look at me, didn't break his gaze, didn't break his stride, walking at a pretty fast clip. I was like, this is not normal, so I did a double take. I was like, I gotta do something about this. I can't let that go, especially what's going on these days with school shootings and things like that.
Police locked down the campus and asked students to shelter in place as 3 different SWAT teams surrounded James Hall. There are 8 floors, 415 beds, and they use technology to quickly find the suspect. Now, each one of the dorms is equipped with a scanner. So they have to come in here, the students, and hit it with their card, and that way it'll open up the doors. And inside there you can see a security camera mounted inside the lobby. That way all the police had to do was match the scanner with the image, and they'd be able to determine exactly who was inside, and that's how they found their suspects.
All 3 were right in a hallway, coming out of a room.
Were they aware of what's going on?
I would hope so.
They were being
yeah, I would hope so because of the Wayland system.
3 people were taken into custody. Only David Chem was charged. His father, who is a geography professor at CCSU, says he wants to show his son the media coverage.
I would want a video to show him and then quietly let him watch it and see.
He's smart, he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The father feels horrible for what happened with his son. He loves his son, standing by him. Now, the big question tonight is, it took 3 hours. If David Chem knew what was going on, why didn't he just come forward? Why didn't he just call police and say, hey, it's a plastic sword, a plastic gun, sorry about that? Instead, they kept the campus locked down for 3 hours. Those are some of the questions that will come out as this investigation continues. But right now, nobody hurt, and that security worked well on the CCSU campus. I'm Bob Wilson, reporting live in New Britain, News 8.